So I'm just going to show you me making a mix up. It's just my lime putty. I'm just going to make a new mix up. Lime putty, I'll show you the lime putty. This is the lime putty. I don't want to splash it because it might go in my eyes, but it's quite like yogurt, thick Greek yogurt. And I've just taken this out of the barrels where it was covered in water maturing, and it's been at least 2 weeks since this batch has been made, and the longer you leave it, the more delicious it will get. Not edible delicious. So I make small batches at a time. I hope you can see that. And then I mix in lots of sand. I'm going to move this out of the way so I don't trip over it and ruin all my lovely lime putty. And then I add a few scoops of builder's sand, and I don't put enough in there to make the mix yet, because it's easier for me if I mix a little bit of sand in and then add to it once it's a smooth mix. And I make very small batches because it's really hard to mix otherwise. Sometimes I just put my gloves on and get in there with my hands if it's hard to mix with the bucket trowel. Even the larger bucket trowel is much harder for me to mix with. I'm just doing whatever works for me. So at the moment it's like that, and then I'm going to add more sand. And you can do it in a cement mixer if you had one, if you had electricity. But mixing by hand totally works. I definitely recommend wearing plasters on your knuckles because the sand is constantly on the side of the bucket, and when you're mixing, you just scrape your knuckles all the time. That's what I do. So that is now the consistency that I use it at. A lot more people on videos that I've seen, it's much tougher than that. But I can't mix it like that. It's just not doing it for me with this sand and this lime. Put a bit more in. And so yeah, a lot goes on the floor as I render, less so now with this coat because I'm not throwing it at the wall with the top coat. But yeah, it stays on the wall, and it has stayed on the wall. Lots of this has been on here for weeks and weeks, and I haven't had any drop off once it started to dry out. So it's a little bit less runny, and on my fork, I'm not eating it. On my bucket trowel, I never have more than that. Sometimes I just have that. It's easier for me to work with. It's not falling off there, but if I do it at that angle, it will. But yeah, that's about right for me. Now I'll put it on the wall.